Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Coastal Bros on emotional Sunday night. Let's bring in the bros here. Two wallets, Big Poppy. Man, so so Bill Russell passes away at 88. We just had that nice, good tribute posted by my man Two Wallets. There made that nice video. What's going on? What's your? I mean, it's Bill Russell, man.
Yeah,
You got your Kleenex going. I mean, that first photo, Two
man,
Wallets hitting us with the Kobe and Bill Russell.
Kobe and Bill Russell, Joey, man, what are you doing to us, man?
And then Tim Duncan, my goodness.
What you trying to do? It's emotional day.
You got us all choked up over here, man. Tear jerker.
Um, I just want to say three things that's synonymous with Bill Russell. His record still stands since 1955, 118 points in the tourney, 11 NBA titles. Even Robert Ory can't do that. And five MVPs. LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, ain't nobody getting that one.
Don't
Yeah.
forget about
We don't ever.
Joey, you mentioned all the on the court accolades, but man,
A scholar and a
you
gentleman.
say more than an athlete. Bill Russell personifies that. You know, I just wish you would have snuck in there the Ali Summit picture, him, Jim Brown, and Kareem.
I almost did, but I wanted to keep it.
Yeah,
Almost did.
as great as a player as he was, and he was obviously as evidenced by all the rings on his finger. I mean, that photo of him with you know
11.
a ring on every finger, and he's got one left over for his toe. You know, it's like that's how many rings he has. He can put one on his toe. What I mean, what a life. Well, just such a dignified man, and a lot of people forget that he was also a player coach. I
Yeah.
mean, in the city of Boston, mind you, which, I mean, historically, you know, they are not exactly very welcoming when it comes to diversity. I mean, he really went through a lot, man. Bill Russell endured a lot playing in Boston, um, and he did it with such grace and dignity. Um, I mean, what a life! What a
Well,
life! Yeah,
over the 15-year period, he went to the University of San Francisco. He was a two-time All-American, won two straight national championships, and led the team with 55 consecutive wins. Um,
yeah.
he won a gold medal in 1956, and he played 13 years all in Boston. Won 11 championships, went to the NBA Finals 12 times, and was the first NBA's first black coach. So, I mean, a lot of people. That's a lot for a man that lived a great life. The MVP in the NBA Finals is now named after him. It was the last
Deservedly so.
4 or 5 years. It changed
Yeah,
to the NBA to the Bill Russell Award.
Yeah.
Um, he was great. I call him Mr. Celtic. I don't know how you guys feel, but when I posted earlier today that on our social media that he passed away, and I had the picture of all the rings, champions, I said rest in peace, Mr. Celtic, because to me he's Mr. Celtic. Now I didn't watch. Obviously, none of us watched him actually play the game,
No,
but
we all seen highlights of him.
I mean that's what highlights are for, right?
yeah.
It
And
was
I know people disrespect that era. They kind of disregard the 11 championships in 13 years. I mean, I don't care how dominant of an athlete you are. Nobody's been more dominant than Bill Russell in his career. I mean, we talk about Tom Brady, anybody. 11 championships in 13 years. Just put that in perspective. I mean, and like I said, it's more than just the on court accolades. This guy encompassed, look, this is coming from a Laker fan. I mean, I have the utmost respect for that man, and I'm a Laker fan. This is a Laker fan talking here, but you just can't deny his impact on the game, his impact off the court, just the way he carried himself. Like I said, just a very dignified man. Yeah, it's a sad day, but it's also a celebration of his life. When you look back at his accomplishments, like I said, on the court as well as off the court, what a life well lived.
So I'm reading here on ESPN. He wasn't even drafted by the Celtics. He was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks and was traded. Red Auerbach made that trade. So, it's kind of fitting because if you go with the two pitchers that you saw, right? The two of the greatest players ever in the NBA with those teams that we just saw, Kobe Bryant and Bill Russell, weren't drafted by their team. How much stuff could actually go if he stayed with the St. Louis Hawks, for say, if Kobe did stay with Charlotte when they were Charlotte back then, Charlotte. So, it's crazy to think these two guys weren't even drafted by that team, but they wanted them so much. And I know everybody talks about Jordan and the 6 straight championships, but no one talks about this. Ain't nobody winning 11 in 13 years.
That winning percentage.
Are we talking about 94%? Is that about right?
Yeah,
94%, not winning percentage, 94% title percentage.
Right.
That's never going to be touched again.
If I looking right here, Bill Russell leads obviously with 11. Then Henry Richards leads the NHL with 11 championships. Gene Bellevue had 10 NHL championships. Then Yogi Berra has 10 World Series. That's 10 World Series titles. Yogi Berra. Then Sam Jones comes in second with 10 NBA championships. So in your major sports, right, you got to figure this. And then if you want NFL, what do you got? Tom Brady is the leader of the pack.
7?
With 7 titles, Super Bowl wins. And that just recently happened.
Right. I'm going to put it like this. If there's anybody who catches him, there's only one guy. Steve Kerr. He's the only one in a position to catch him with total titles, but it still wouldn't be equal to the playing amount of 11 straight titles. If there's anybody who's going to get close, it's Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr had what? 5 playing? And he's got
3. 4. Right.
So 4? So he's at 9. That means he still has to win 2 titles. That's not going to be easy moving forward.
Steve Kerr,
I know, but I'm just talking about. I know.
He's not actively playing on the roster. If you think about what Bill Russell accomplished, he was a player coach.
Exactly.
It's unheard of, man.
There's a quote on anybody who searches on Google. Red Auerbach said Bill Russell is the coach.
Yep.
Like, you can't say high praise better than that. And you know what? I'm gonna put it like this. He's not my GOAT. He's not on my Mount Rushmore. But when it comes to life, he's on, what's the biggest mountain in the world?
Mount Everest.
He's on Mount Everest. When it comes to life, career, person, you'll never hear him get caught in about a scandal. You'll never hear him talk about taking somebody's life. This guy actually wanted to help people with his life. Don't put him on Mount Rushmore. Don't put him on Mount Rushmore. Let's put him on Mount Everest. If they wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it separate. Because when it comes to Mount Rushmore, we never really talk about their life and their career. Mount Rushmore, we're talking about life and career. He's doing stuff that nobody else is going to do.
If I have to say I put 2 people on Mount Everest, I'm going to put Muhammad Ali and I'll put Bill Russell because they both changed stuff out of their sport. They they stood for stuff outside their sport, not as well just doing their sport. I mean, you've seen a little bit with the SBs and with LeBron and them doing something, but that doesn't compare to what these guys had to deal with. I mean,
That was real social activism.
Let me just run real quick what Big Chief means by Muhammad Ali being on Mount Everest. He sacrificed the prime of his career to fight against a war that he did not agree with. And you know what? Some people may not agree with him not fighting for the country that he lives in. And that's okay if that's how you want to believe it. But you also got to give the man respect. He didn't throw it away. He didn't disrespect this country in that manner. He just wanted to fight what he believed in to keep going. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then when you talk about Bill Russell, he gave back to the community. He worked with police forces. He worked with inner city youth. He's worked with people now about business dealings, like 5 years ago. So he's spent his whole life helping people.
Yeah.
When he talks about Muhammad Ali gave the greatest sacrifice to do what he did.
And history, he proved to be correct, in the long run.
Yeah, because we lost that war.
The country, realized that he was right. He stayed, his convictions never changed. He never wavered. And you got to respect that. You got to respect that. And yeah, man, when you talk about guys like Ali and Russell or Jim Brown, those guys were more than just athletes. You
can actually put Jim Brown on
Jim Brown
on Everest.
I mean, those guys, like I said, they are more than just athletes. The social activism, like Joey mentioned, Ali lost 3-4 years in his prime.
Not at the end of his career, not at the beginning, his prime.
And for something that that
and it's it's sad. Muhammad Ali is one of those guys who died and dead. Like, guys like that, like, we need to educate our youth more. I'm just gonna say it. We need to educate our youth more, especially in the sport of football, boxing. I think Mayweather is, king of making money, but as far as making sure if you're going to sacrifice something, don't do it for nothing. You got to do something to help your family.
Out here, yeah. There's some current athletes who kind of taken the baton. LeBron James. I mean, you can say what you will about him, as a player, but off the court, you got to respect. You got to respect everything that he's done. Building schools, kids, and whatnot.
I love the privileged school that he built in Cleveland. But what I like about LeBron James most, this dude went to school behind the scenes. This dude went from high school to the NBA and built an empire. Jordan went to college at North Carolina and spent time making sure that he built his future. LeBron James said, no, I know what I'm going to do. I got 4 guys with me that I can trust, and we can all go together. That's what I do respect about LeBron.
So I got a question to ask you guys. Do you think the NBA would do like a Bill Russell Day? Everybody wears number 6.
I hope they honor him in some type of way. I mean, aside from just naming a trophy after him, heck, I might even be leaning towards retiring his number 6
throughout the NBA.
Yeah,
because with Jackie Robinson, they do that. April 15th is everybody wears 42.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they do Bill Russell Day where everybody wears number 6?
That would be very classy of the NBA. And not to switch, but I just want to add a little bit of funny. Our man said he thought I was bald, but I got to remind you, Celtic green, buddy. I had to put it in there a little bit.
Look,
it's a nice touch for Bill Russell.
Even the biggest Laker fan.
You got the green on too.
It's got some green on.
In honor of Bill Russell. That's how much I respected the man.
Hey, and I'm red and black all day. Look, man, my little boy, man, my boy riding me everywhere. If y'all don't know about Killer Crossover, I'm red and black all day. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I give respect to the green.
Okay, yeah. So with that, let's switch to the NBA news. We got some guys that signed in max year contracts. How you feel? We'll lead off with the one. Devin Booker, 4 years, $224 million max, super max deal with the Phoenix Suns. Does that handcuff the Phoenix Suns? Can they get better? What do they do with this? How do you guys feel about this?
That's the market value right now. Devin Booker is one of the most promising young players in the league. So I understand why Phoenix would lock him up. I mean, he is essentially their franchise player because Chris Paul, he's aging. I mean, he's on the other side of 30. So you're gonna build around Devin Booker. I mean, they kept Ayton, right?
Had to.
So
they both girlfriend trapped the Suns. So
there you go. So those two guys are going to be the guys that they build that franchise around. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not a bad pair to build around. They're pretty solid players.
It's not great either.
Solid young players.
It's not great either, though. We can go there.
I mean, they're competitive. They'll be competitive.
I agree, but I'm gonna say this right now. If you have those two and you're saying we're gonna build our franchise around these two, that coach, extend him. Because nobody else can do with this team what Monty Williams did. And then he's got to find another point guard. You already know he's gonna find role players. And we all know the guy upstairs was the ultimate role player. He was the ultimate 8th and 9th guy. It's not like he was 6 or 7 in the main rotation. He was a 3 and D guy. If y'all know about Jones upstairs, I'm just saying red and black all day. You know what I mean?
All right. So I got a comment here that says Booker not getting the love because of CP3.
No, he's getting love. He's just not.
Yeah, I don't think that's true because before CP3 got there, they were not a playoff team.
Nope. Let's
not forget, they were not a playoff team until CP3 got there. So I think Devin Booker has probably learned a lot from CP3. Has learned how to, be the general of a franchise. So you can't dismiss. Both guys, like I said, are kind of coexisting together, and Booker's learning from CP3. That's only going to help him in the long run.
Yeah, I personally think they're all in, and they want to win. So hopefully they get to the finals this year, but I don't know if they will. I see Joey's looking faces.
They're missing some pieces. They're missing some pieces.
What do you think of it, Joey?
That puzzle is so jacked up, they won't even get halfway to that puzzle, that 1,000-piece puzzle that y'all talking about. They only got about 500. They got to find the rest.
Conference finals or second round knockout?
The latter.
The latter?
Saying first round?
First round.
You know what? If the rumor I heard on Friday, which actually makes sense, happens, I mean, we're talking 6% chance that this may even happen.
What's that rumor?
What if Kevin Durant goes to the Pelicans for BI?
It's all speculation.
No, but think about that lineup. real quick. Just give it 30 seconds. Think about that lineup. And
you add KD to any lineup, and
no, but okay, but officially, if Big Mac can stay down in weight and healthy, and yeah, I'm calling him Big Mac from now on. If Big Mac can stay healthy, yeah, Zion, Big Mac. So he needs to go to McDonald's. He needs to get that. Like eating a Big Mac on TV. I'm dead serious. McDonald's needs to use him. As long as he's big and he's going to be paying because he goes out of contract, Big Mac need to get paid. Like they need to redo that all with Zion.
Listen, man, they did include a weight clause in there.
That's my point.
Yeah, he can't go above like 285.
He got to make that up.
Hey, as a big guy myself, look, man, if
I'm a big guy.
All that money doesn't motivate him, I don't know what will. But let me tell you, man, that jambalaya over there.
All right, so what do you think about John Morant? What about John Morant?
John Morant don't eat that same gumbo that Zion do. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, no, he's light on his feet.
Yeah, but he might now because he got 4 years, $226 million extension with the
worth every penny.
Yeah, he's probably top 3 young players in the league. So that's what the market value is. He's an exciting young player. He's going to put people in the seats. So it's a smart business move.
Right. So
you got another question?
I'll get to that question in a minute. I'll run down these next 4 real quick. Nikola Jokic, 5 years, $264 million. Right?
Love it. I'm with the Joker all day long.
Karl Anthony Towns, 4 years, $224 million extension.
I like that more now than I did 5 years ago.
Bradley Beal, $251 million max deal.
Mad respect.
And Harden, 2 years, $68 million.
Who?
I mean, Philadelphia. Look, they gave up. They gave up Simmons.
Wait, who? Who are we talking about?
They can end up empty-handed. So.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Mr. Playoff exit. Okay, I'm good. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make much sense for them to not sign Harden, because then you essentially end up giving up 2 guys for nothing. So, I mean, it makes sense. And I mean, Harden initially was on board with even taking a pay cut, which, I gotta commend him for that. I mean, because that's the only way you're going to build a better team around him for him to have success.
Okay.
So, willing to do that, you got to applaud that.
I'm going to ask you a question. If James Harden were on the show right now and he said the very same thing, you honestly sit there and would believe him?
Say what? Say
take all the money you want and get all the players here. I'm here to win a title. You would believe that. I've only seen it in print.
There's a way, Joey. There's a way to kind of move money around.
I get that. I'm talking about James' exit, okay? Would you believe him seeing his actions everywhere else? Would you believe him? This is the same guy we've seen quit on the basketball court. This is the same guy for 8 years refused to play defense. This is the same guy who let Kyrie Irving take his job in Brooklyn. Would you believe him?
I mean, I wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe he's matured. Maybe he really wants to commit himself to winning. He's tired of the stigma of him being a loser, what have you. I think he's at the point of his career that if he doesn't win now,
it's on him.
This is it.
Okay, real quick, and then I'll let Big Chief go. Fact or fiction? Kobe Bryant told him he would never win playing the way he plays.
True.
Probably fact.
Facts. Okay. Thank you.
Statement.
Go ahead, Big Chief.
All right. So now, speaking of the Sixers, they're under investigation, according to Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN, of tampering with the free agent class of signing James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Daniel House. So now if they're under investigation, what happens? Do they get suspended? Are they going to suspend some players? Obviously, they'll probably lose some draft picks. What happens now with Philadelphia? They're going to get handcuffed.
Look, man, I'm not surprised. If you look around the league, a lot of these GMs, they find a way to defer money or they find a way to tamper. If the league really looks into any NBA team, they're going to find some illegal activity of some sort. This is nothing new. I think the NBA will probably just give them a slap on the wrist and move on, because, like I said, every team in the NBA finds a way to gain an advantage.
Correct. You figured during the Olympics, there's tampering with players because they're like, "Hey, you want to come here?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. The Miami team that was put together, you could say that was tampering because
absolutely
they all wanted to play with each other, and they all came to a decision in the Olympics when they were on the Olympic team. In the All-Star game, there might be a little bit of a tampering because, hey, look what we can do together.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's basically they got caught. We'll see what happens. What they do. I wouldn't doubt they lose some draft picks. A couple draft picks here and there. But it's Philadelphia. I don't know what adding PJ Tucker and Daniel House is going to do to this team. I still don't know what's up. This team is going backwards, right? So are they going to make the playoffs? Fortunately, in the East, everybody makes the playoffs, right? In a sense, it's not as heavy as
they'll be a playoff team, Joey,
as the West. So I got them in the playoffs. I'll bet you all
the cases of Diet Coke or whatever.
Hold on. I'm about to go to 90s real quick. Smush. No, there's no way. No. Hold on. You guys are not catching what I'm saying. You guys just sat there and said that the West is better than the East. Go down team by team and recatch that statement and throw it away. The East is better than the West.
I don't even have to look at it, Joey. The West is better than the East. Other
than the Warriors, the East is better than the West. No. Daniel, go ahead. Start looking. Look at the teams and then go from the bottom up.
No, sir.
No. Boston is okay. So if I go to the let's see.
There you go. Start
good.
Joey.
Dallas. Okay, go ahead.
After the fourth seed in the East, there's a huge drop off.
Okay, and after the first two seeds in the West, there's a huge drop off.
Are you going to disrespect the LA teams?
Did either one of them make the playoffs last year?
Okay, but let me tell you something.
Well, one technically did.
Okay, so here you go. Ready?
Which one was it?
Ready?
Oh, okay.
Your second place East team. Would have finished
that guy's team
5th in the West.
Yeah, I will say this: the top 4 teams in the West are definitely above and beyond the top teams in the East.
I'm looking right now at the conference. I'm looking at the conference breakdown right here. Miami finished 53-29. That would have got them tied for 3rd in the West.
Yep.
Boston and Milwaukee and Philadelphia each 51. That's going to be your 4, 5, and 6 team in the West. Toronto 48 is your 17. You're talking Suns, Memphis, Warriors, Dallas all have a better record than your top 4 Eastern Conference.
There you have it, Joey.
Okay, no. I know. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Okay.
Miami was the best team in the East.
I'm gonna ask you 10 quick questions. 10 quick questions. We'll go by ranking from East to West. Who's better, San Antonio or Charlotte?
San Antonio.
Charlotte. Poppy?
Is that a serious question?
That's both 10s. Who's better?
Are we talking
Charlotte or San Antonio? Hold on.
We're talking pre DeJounte Murray or post DeJounte?
We're talking last season period, and now we're moving to the East, and then we can go and have that conversation another day. I'm talking about last year. Who's better at 10, Charlotte or San Antonio?
Spurs. Last year's Spurs.
Okay, I would pick LaMelo Ball and his squad versus San Antonio. Cleveland at 9 or the LA Clippers?
Clippers.
That defense in Cleveland, I'm picking Cleveland. I'm sorry.
I hate to say it, but
there was no Paul George and there was no Kawhi. Okay. New Orleans or Atlanta?
I'll pick Atlanta.
I'll pick New Orleans.
The Hawks.
Okay, so both you guys actually picked the East Coast team and I picked the West Coast team. Next, Brooklyn, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I would say Minnesota. Okay, so that's 2-2, and we just went from 10 to 7. 6, Denver or Chicago?
Denver.
Okay. Toronto or Utah?
Utah.
I'm sorry. You already know I'm a fan of Toronto. We're not going there.
You and Drake.
Okay, and then Dallas versus Philly.
Dallas.
That would be a great series. I wish I could have seen it.
Luka.
Now, all right, Milwaukee, Golden State.
Warriors.
Come on, man. Of course. The Warriors. The champs.
Only because they got better coaching, I'm picking the Warriors. And then we'll say Boston and Memphis.
Memphis.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to take Boston in the upset there.
And then I'll take Phoenix over Miami.
Joey.
In what stratosphere? Like, it's Miami over Phoenix. I mean, all right, come on. So to your own estimation, you guys are 60-40. Now look what happened during this offseason. Now add it up.
We'll see. I still can. I'm in the East. I live out here in the East.
Right, and you're a West Coast team guy. I'm in the West, and I love the East.
Okay, but I think the more talent is in the West. I think it's harder to make the playoffs in the West than it is the East. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if you look at the teams that got eliminated, and you look at the teams that got eliminated with in the West.
New York, Washington, Indiana, Detroit, Orlando.
Joey,
LA,
Daniel pointed out the fact that the number 1 team in the East, which was your Miami Heat, would have been a number 3 seed in the West.
No,
I mean,
but you do realize that's because they get to play more trash in the West, and the East is like their talented is more combined. They play better games.
I think
it does matter.
They play more trash in the West. Anyways, personally, I think the West is better than the East. We'll leave it at that.
The East can't see the West.
John Cena is not on this program.
So before we get to the baseball, we got a comment here. Joey, does KD have a choice to where he goes, or is it up to the owner for the best deal?
He doesn't have a no trade clause. That's up to the owner.
It's a player-driven league, though, man. If he wants out, he's gonna.
I'm trading his butt to Orlando for who's the guy we just drafted in Orlando? Big Chief.
Or you want? Oh, you want to?
Hold on, hear me out. Keep going.
Pablo Banchero.
Okay, I want him. Hear me out, right? I want him. I want Mobamba. I want Markelle Fultz, and I want 2 picks, and I'll be happy.
Garbage.
I'll take it.
That ain't gonna
Garbage.
No, it's not going to happen. Orlando's not going to take Kevin Durant and have nobody else to play with him.
I mean, you want to take their starting center, their possibly starting forward, and their backup point guard for an aging Durant?
Okay, no. It's funny you say that. What is the 3 things that Brooklyn needs? Defense and rebounding, shooting, young age, and picks. And I'm sorry, if Steve Nash is going to stay the coach, I would love for him to get mentored. I would love for him to mentor Markelle Fultz. because Kyrie Irving doesn't need no coach. He said there's no coach on the team. But I'm sorry, Mike D'Antoni and that system, Markelle Fultz, I think you guys are sleeping.
I'll give you these three guys. I'll give you Jonathan Isaac, Chuma Oki, and I'll throw in Cole Anthony.
Wow, you would give up Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a reason why I didn't say that, guy. I would give up McCarl. I don't know what I'm getting. I know what I got in Isaac. Isaac, KD. Oh, come on. And Cole? That's nice. That's nice.
Only because I'm going to keep Markelle Fultz. I'm not getting rid of Markelle Fultz.
I'm only getting rid of Markelle Fultz because I got Cole. You see what I'm saying?
But I'll give you Cole. I'll keep Marquez.
Ooh. So you think that their older talent is better for the Magics than the younger talent?
Yeah.
So endo facto, you don't agree with the first round pick?
I hate first round picks.
Oh, wow.
I hate first round picks in all sports.
So you don't like Kevin Oden? You don't like Greg Oden either?
Greg who?
Greg Oden.
Some don't pan out. Some don't pan out.
Yes, exactly. All right,
a lot don't pan out, right?
All right. So let's get into some Major League Baseball right now. I wish we had Big Boy on here, but unfortunately stuff comes up. He might come with us now. He'll be on next week. Is Aaron Judge MVP to lose?
I mean, he's on a tear, man. I mean, what's he, 43, 44 home runs at this point?
43 home runs. He's on the pace for 60, which would be great. It's
amazing. I mean, we're still, one more day in July, and he's already.
Today's the last day in July.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the pace, he's got quite a pace going, man. I mean, if he keeps this up, we're gonna have to test him for steroids because.
I really hope he's not on that juice.
Nah, he's naturally a big dude. Obviously, I don't even think he needs him, man. He's just, he's a big dude. So, he can definitely get close to,
he's at 42,
70.
He's at 42 right now. Okay, he's at 42 and it's the end of July, and they've already played today, so he's not gonna have any more today.
The Bronx Bombers are back, man.
Yeah, I think it's the Bombers and I think it's the Dodgers. I think that the World Series that I've been waiting for as a kid, you've been waiting for as a kid, and two also waiting for the kid, and probably Big Boy, is an LA New York World Series. It would be awesome.
The dream matchup.
The Yankees have Dollar Store Don Mattingly and was it Matt Carpenter? Yeah, out there with the stash.
Yeah.
Dollar Store Don Mattingly.
So,
but yeah, man, those teams are definitely just above and beyond, every other team in the majors right now. So I look for the Dodgers to represent the National League, and I look for the Yankees to represent the American League. So,
okay, yeah. So,
I think the only thing that would be better than that for me, I've always wanted to see Dodgers and A's, only because followed the A's since I was young.
Well, the last time that happened in '88, we had that was the earthquake, right?
No, that was the Gibby walk-off. And 89 was the Battle of the Bay.
The following year.
Yeah.
And then, like Big Chief said, the other World Series I've always wanted to see. The two most expensive, two of the top 10 Forbes teams in America, Yankees, who's number 2, and Dodgers, who I believe is number 8. Big Chief, you can check that.
And what, as far as what?
Top profitable franchises based on Forbes. I think the Dodgers are 8. I think the Yankees are 2. I think the Lakers are 1. And I think Dallas is 3rd.
I mean, Dodgers, we sell out every game, man.
Right. So if I'm not mistaken, Forbes got it. Lakers, Yankees, I believe it's Dallas. And then I think it's another football team and then a baseball team. And I think, maybe Dodgers are 5th? But I think they're
It goes Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Cubs, and White Sox.
That sounds about right.
okay.
So
Okay. I do have a question for both of you. Since I'm the guy who's still trying to learn baseball, I understand the juice comment that was just made, but X-nay on the juice A. Who is the best chance to win MVP in the AL and the NL, looking at the season and to finish it out?
Well, obviously, Aaron Judge is probably going to be your vote in the American League. But, National League, I think is still up for grabs.
if I had to choose National League, I'd probably say Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Because just he's batting 329 right now. Right underneath him is Freddie Freeman, but I think depends on who makes the playoffs. If the Cardinals somehow find their way into the playoffs, it's going to be on the bat of Paul Goldschmidt. So
yeah, Goldschmidt's having a good season.
Goldschmidt's having a great season, and if they get Soto, you never know what might happen. The three teams that are looking at Juan Soto right now are the Cardinals, the Dodgers, and the Padres. If he doesn't go to the Dodgers, the other two teams I can't stand. I'd rather him go to San Diego. I don't want him in St. Louis. Why? Because St. Louis, and he says right here, as I said, the Yankees, Dodgers, but there's always a sleeper team that might jump over him. That's my jump over team. St. Louis always finds a way to mess up a World Series that you want because they find a way in there. Last year was Atlanta, but if you blink and you go, oh my goodness, how the heck did the Cardinals make the playoffs? They're always that team. So,
yeah, it's one of those scenarios where, the Dodgers don't necessarily need Juan Soto, but you do want to keep him away from going to, St. Louis or San Diego. I think the Dodgers roster, as it stands, I think is good enough to win the World Series. Maybe just tweak the bullpen there, but like I said, man, if Juan Soto's out there and we can get him and keep him away from those other teams that are interested, then you pull the trigger depending on what you have to give up to get him.
So is the lineup 1 through 9? Yes, I'll take.
Oh, murderer's row, man.
Right,
the Dodgers lineup is murderer's row right now.
It's nasty. But the problem with the Dodgers though, it's either hot or cold. They're hot or cold. I mean, they got 13 runs one night, then they go 5, and then they go 4, and then they go.
Yeah.
So
lack of consistency. That's true. They haven't been consistent.
But also they haven't. Do they not like Kershaw? Do they not like Urias? Because those are the guys that ain't getting any run support right now.
Yeah, so I think it's just coincidental. Like you said, they'll get 10 runs one game and then come out and put a donut up the next game. And I mean, if we're being honest, there's been a lot of injuries here and there. Guys have been in and out of the lineup, so that doesn't help matters as far as consistency. But I think once we turn the corner here, and we have our roster at almost 100%, I think you'll see a lot more consistency as far as the run scoring goes from game to game.
I mean, you got Dustin May coming back probably within a couple of weeks. He's already down.
Got another arm coming.
Walker Buehler looks like he might be starting a rehab assignment in a couple of weeks.
Baby Bulldog.
So I'm thinking by September you might have everybody. But it's going to be interesting to see. I got a couple other names that are on the trade market. One, I was shocked. Shohei Ohtani is on the market.
I saw that.
Now, obviously, if Mike Trout was healthy, I think he'd probably be on the market as well. And I think Anthony Rendon will be on the market if he was healthy, if he was playing.
Yeah.
Is it time for the Angels to start just getting rid of those guys? Because
I think so, man. I read about Trout's injury. It doesn't sound good, man. Back injury for a player in his 30s. The Angels at this point have to start considering blowing it up. Because as great as Ohtani is, you're really not going to win with the lack of pitching that they have. I thought that Noah Syndergaard would help, but they just don't have the roster to compete.
Yeah. What do you got, Joe?
All right. I was joking around when I said this before the show started, but I'm dead serious now. I did an episode with my cousin on In the Mic, and everything he talked about was roster, management, coaching. This was supposed to be the year. This was supposed to be the next 5 years where the Angels were not a joke.
They got off to a great start, Joey.
Right. Okay. Here's the next part. If they trade, I'm going to say his name wrong. Shohei Ohtani?
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani. Okay. Shohei Ohtani.
Help him out, Daniel.
If they, okay, I'm going to get close up. If they trade that guy. Showtime.
There you go.
If they trade that guy, they will no longer be known as the Anaheim Angels. They will forever be the Disneyland Orange County Angels. They're a clown show. They're a Cinderella fireworks show just waiting for somebody to purchase tickets. That's all they are. They're not going to be they're going to be the Florida Marlins of the West Coast. Point blank fire.
Yeah, I mean the only attraction at this point that's bringing people out to the ballpark is Showtime. I mean, if you get rid of him, you're going to have some really empty bleachers out there. But at this point, you're not going to compete. You're not going to win. So the Angels have to really make a determination which direction they're going to go here. I mean, and if you get a great offer for Shohei,
So I think if you get Shohei, you got to be like 5 prospects, top line prospects, and maybe some money.
Listen, hey, he could come. He could just take a drive on the freeway and put on a Dodger blue, and we'll welcome him with open arms. You get an arm and you get a bat.
Andrew Freeman, line 1. Who we gonna get rid of? Outman. Okay, maybe he said Outman, who just hit a home run in his debut in his first 3 pitches, and a couple little prospects. The problem is with the Dodgers, they find a way to keep the prospects and still make the big splash. Right? Last year they got Trey Turner, and Max Scherzer, and got to keep their core. Gavin Lux still there. Everybody wants Gavin Lux. Said no, and look at Gavin Lux now. The guy has 2 strikes on him. He's unstoppable hitter.
Gavin Lux is awesome. I remember seeing. Daniel, I think we went to that game where we saw Gavin Lux with the Quakes. If I'm not mistaken, that dude, and look, not only is he a great contact hitter, because I didn't see him go yard, but man, he circles those bases quick. He's a hustler, and I only say that because I've seen him do it. Daniel, what do we go like 4 or 5?
6 years ago, probably
something like that. I just remember seeing Lux. I just remember seeing that.
Yeah, we traded Zach McKinstry. I don't know if you heard about that, Daniel.
Is that the guy that we got for Chris, the guy from the reliever from Chicago?
Yeah, he went to Chicago, went to the Cubs. So we're addressing some of our needs. We got till Tuesday here to find a few
closer. A closer.
I mean, potentially. I mean, Kimbrel has been shaky to say the least. Sometimes it seems like he wants to put his head under the he's like an ostrich, man.
Atlanta? Yeah.
He wants to put his head in the sand.
Atlanta, can we take Kenley back, please? Can we have Kenley back? We want to hear California. We want to hear California love anymore.
Hey, I told you we would regret that move, man.
I never thought I would regret
that move.
Okay, so another ones that are going on the trade market is Wilson Contreras, Jock Peterson, and Carlos Rondon from those 2 guys from the Giants. I'm surprising the Giants are basically going to say, you know what, we're going to just get rid of everybody. We go back to the drawing board, right?
You don't want to bring back Jock, do you, Daniel?
DH?
I mean,
he's not for DH. Okay.
Yeah,
look.
he's his better days are behind him. Let's just say that. I mean, after he got slapped by who was the player for the Cardinals that slapped him for a little fantasy league discussion? Did you see that? You remember that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, man. You know what? You can't trust a guy who stashes players on his injured reserve.
Yes.
You can't trust him.
Um,
Jock.
Bill Belichick does it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a whole season where Tom Brady was on the injury report every single game. I think that was the year after Bernard Pollard on the Chiefs took him out.
Yeah, man, that's a no-no. That's a no-no.
All right, so I'm gonna leave you with these other ones, okay? Is it time for the Reds to get rid of Joey Votto and trade him to a contender? Because I mean, Mr. Red.
That's one guy I think that I want to see win something, man. He's such a good guy, and I mean, I want to see him win something before he retires. He deserves it. So I would love to see that, and I think Cincinnati owes it to him. You know.
So, all right, two wallets. Listen up. This is a good question. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
I don't know if I'm reading this right, but closer Matt Barnes from the Red Sox may be available. Any good?
Meh. I mean, he might be able to help, you know, but not exactly a flame.
What you're looking for?
I would like Daniel Bard. From Colorado, hopefully, but I don't think they'll do it in-house trade, in-division trade. If I had to go by saves,
well, hey, he might just be able to hop on the plane with us and ride back, right?
Yeah, he's right back. Also, but I'm gonna give you this something for Joey, but he seems to be stepped out for a minute. All right, so we'll do this. I'm gonna put your general manager hat on, okay? You have a chance to get one. Okay, get your general manager hat on.
Hold on.
All right.
All right.
You can only pick one player. Okay. You have a chance to either land Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Joey Votto, Wilson Contreras. Who you picking and who you taking?
I mean, that's an easy pick, man.
Really?
I mean, if you get Showtime, you're getting an arm and a bat.
Right.
I mean, how can you possibly pass up on that possibility?
Okay. But with that being said, I want your prospects from your roster. I want Almonte.
Okay.
Okay. I want Andrew Heaney because I need a starting pitcher now.
Okay.
All right. And I want Trace Thompson.
Done deal. Elmani, pack your bags. You're leaving Elmani.
Okay. Andrew Heaney.
Done deal, man. Look, man, a talent, a generational talent like Shohei Ohtani. You don't think twice about it, man. Like I said, you're getting a bat and an arm. I mean, this guy is the closest thing to Babe Ruth that we've ever seen. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what you have to give up to get that guy, and he's still relatively young.
Would you prefer Ohtani? So you prefer Ohtani over Soto?
Yes, but you have to take into account, is Ohtani willing to stay long term, or is he going to be a rental? Because I'm not going to give up all of that just for a rental. I want him long term. I want to make sure that he's going to be on the team long term. And if that's the case, then I have no reservations as far as giving up some talented players.
Would you give any rid of the top three when Julio Urias?
Oh man, that's a yes. That's
Walker Buehler.
Yeah, that I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Tony Gosselin.
I wouldn't give up either of those guys.
Tony Gosselin.
Tony Gonsolin, I think he's at the highest point. I think right now you sell. We bought him low, you sell him high, right? I think Gonsolin right now, you could probably get a lot for Gonsolin right now because he's overachieved. Let's be honest. I mean, the fact that he's 11-1 is just amazing because he doesn't have the best stuff. I mean, when you watch him pitch, it's not like he has great stuff or he's just he kind of picks his spots. He paints the corners, but he doesn't have like overwhelming stuff. So if there was a guy on our pitching staff, our starting pitching staff that I would consider trading right now would be Gonsolin because I think, he's never going to duplicate what we've seen him do in the first half of this season. So I think right now his value is very high and teams would be willing to, give up a lot to get him. So, look, Friedman's a smart guy. I trust his decision-making. So I think he'll make some sound decisions.
Right. Because I always wondered because with James Outman playing a little bit today, Jake Lamb playing, Hanser Alberto playing, are these guys
there he is.
Showcase pieces? Are these guys showcase pieces to where it comes to like, all right, here you got some guys here. Let's make a deal. What you think?
All right, let's make a deal. We're talking about money now. All right, let's go.
Joey. Go ahead, Joey.
Let's make a deal. I'm giving you guys showcase pieces is that why these guys are playing right now? These minor leaguers? I mean,
look, you got to give up something to get something, and we're talking about a generational talent in Shohei Ohtani, and I know the Angels don't want to part ways with him. I mean, who wants to trade Babe Ruth? This generation's Babe Ruth. Really, Joey? You want to be the GM that gives up Babe Ruth, and then
okay, but like I said,
you're gonna be
look. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's only two organizations right now that would trade Ohtani. Okay, because I'm not even trying his first name.
Shohei
Ohtani. Okay. Look, if I'm trading him, I'm getting not picks. I want assets and I want a star or two, most likely two, which means I want a bat, I want an arm, I want two guys that I think that on the come up, and maybe some cash. But then again, Disneyland is not going to get that much. Disneyland is not going to get that much for them. They're not that smart.
They will get the art. You will have to mortgage the farm for this guy.
Yeah, the Angels would be stupid to part ways with them. I mean, they would curse. They would curse that franchise. I mean, you don't want to do what Boston did, and gave up Babe Ruth to the Yankees. You just don't do that. You hold on to your guy, and you build around him.
Oh, and anybody wondering what my wife is doing passing? If anybody wants to get their fingernails done, nails done, call me. My wife is open for business, and she's great. She does the acrylic nails and all that. And then,
all right. As he does a little promotion and gets yelled at by the wife. Have you seen the Orioles stadium? They don't care when they trade anybody. Yes, I've seen that. The Orioles stadium. The Orioles are another team that hey, it's a great stadium. They have talent, but it's gonna be interesting to see who gets traded this Tuesday. Greatest time of the year. Hopefully by next week we'll know who goes where, and it's gonna be with the way that the standings are now in baseball. a lot of teams are fighting for those playoff spots, right? Those playoff spots. So you got an extra wild card in there. So you want to see who are who's actually contention. What's up? Go Art.
That's what I was wondering. I wanted to add to the Otani conversation real quick before we continue with this. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, well, because I looked up on my phone, I'm like, well, if I'm going to give up the farm, I'm only giving up the farm if I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I literally typed in Google worst MLB franchise. 2 teams popped up: Philadelphia Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Those would be 2 teams who actually have some talent that would be worth giving up the farm for Ohtani. And those 2 teams, Philadelphia Phillies, aren't they not that far out the wild card right now, Romero?
They're I'm looking at it right now. They are the 3rd place team in the wild card.
Imagine if they got no Ohtani.
Well, I'm glad that they didn't get Soto. I mean, they got a couple other guys.
I mean, Bryce Harper's out, right?
Yeah, Harper's out. So I mean,
greatest hair in baseball.
So this is what I'm talking about right now. St. Louis is 1 game out of the last playoff spot. They find a way to be right there, and if they get Soto, watch out.
Yeah, Soto is definitely a franchise changing type of player, man. I mean, he would definitely whatever team he goes to immediately becomes a threat. That's for sure.
It's going to be interesting with this extra wild card team. You get 3 wild cards now, and only 1 team gets a bye. And right now, if the season I'll play the whole. If the season ended today, the Dodgers get the bye, and the Mets, they're going to be playing the Philadelphia Phillies. So you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But all right, so we're gonna get to our last closing remarks. Let me know what you guys thinking of the end of the week, and then we're gonna get on out of here. We'll start with Two Wallets. Two Wallets, what's going on with what are you thinking for the rest of the week? And you're on mute, by the way.
Sorry, I got a live soccer game going on in my background. Oh man, you're really gonna make me go? My father-in-law just turned it on. I'm
just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Just FYI, Big Chief, thank you, Paramount. If y'all like soccer, Paramount is the one to watch. What I'm looking forward to, I know this might sound funny. I'm very curious. Matthew Dellavedova is back in the league. My son decided that he wants to be a Sacramento Kings fan. And my late brother, who's passed on, Terry, was a Kings fan. They're doing good things in the organizational side of the Sacramento Kings. They ain't got a white chocolate yet, but they sure do got a fox. So I'm curious about to see if something else develops. Because Romero, how many years did we grow up watching Sabonis in Portland? And then they got a Terry Porter. And then they had a Clyde Drexler.
We saw Sabonis late in his career.
Yeah.
I wish he would have come to the NBA in his prime.
Man.
Because he was nice.
And his son is in his prime.
His son's a baller, too.
Right. So imagine this. Mm-hmm. Fox, Brown, the coach, and then you got Sabonis. And then they brought in Matthew Dellavedova. That's only for one reason. Matthew Dellavedova knows that defensive system on the floor, which means he can call the plays. That means he's going to be the point guard. He's going to be the backup point guard behind Fox, so he can teach Fox how to run that deep. Because you already know with Fox, points is going to come. Sabonis can step out, he can shoot the mid-range, and we keep forgetting that dude can pass. And then Big Chief, who the Clippers actually tried to get sneakily, Tyrese Halliburton was traded to Indiana. Man, can y'all imagine if Indiana would have gotten Ayton? That would have been scary.
All right.
But I'm looking at Sacramento, and I'm also looking forward to the Wizards. I want to see somebody go team up with Beal. It's about time. That's what I'm looking for.
Before I get to Romero, Anthony Price said he's looking forward to Watson's suspended tomorrow and all that drama being over. Yes. Hopefully Watson gets suspended, and I
hope he doesn't.
And I can say I won another case from Two Wallets because I said that Watson wasn't going to play this year. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, he's okay. If he does get suspended, it's no more than 6 games.
I said a year.
Hopefully,
okay. How many games did
for everybody? Hopefully.
How many games did Ray Rice get suspended?
A season, and it's still going. He hasn't been back in the league yet. So
exactly.
But
that's my point. Right. Was there any footage on Deshaun Watson?
Okay.
As soon as there's footage on Deshaun Watson, I'll coincide with you. There's no footage, no filmage on Deshaun Watson.
Him and Robert Kraft burned it all. All right, go Two Wallets. Romero, go ahead.
Man, I'm just looking forward to football. Football's back. Hey, man, Jacksonville and the Raiders are playing on Thursday. I saw that advertised. I'm excited, man. Football's back. I know it's just preseason, but hey, man, I'm excited to see these two great quarterbacks. And I did say great, Daniel. Derek Carr. No Derek Carr slander on this show, sir. And,
that's right.
I also like the up and coming Trevor Lawrence, aka Sunshine. I think he's going to turn it around this year. But no, on a serious note, I think the Raiders are going to do some great things this year. I hate to break it to you, Daniel, but every team in that division got better except for your Kansas City Chiefs. Your Chiefs took a step back, and I wouldn't be surprised. Hot take, I would not be surprised one bit if the Kansas City Chiefs end up in last place in that division.
Woo! That's a hot take. He put some Tabasco on it.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Second, I'm not co-signing, so.
All right, no worries. All right.
I can't do it.
So I'm looking forward to, spring training camp is here. The Chiefs
I might make my way to Oxnard and go see them Dallas Cowboys again.
Ask him if you can suit up.
You could use some blocking.
Yeah. Okay. I saw that the Chiefs signed Carlos Dunlap to a nice.
And Tony Pollard is faster than Derrick Henry. Joe, you had to sneak that in there.
All right, you butts. Carlos Dunlap was signed with 1 year with the Chiefs. I think that's a pretty good pickup, even though some Romero says no. He said, yeah. I think it satisfies that defensive line. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've heard that Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Juju are meshing really good. I'm actually looking to see Sky Moore. I want to see a tape. I can't wait for the first spring training to see how fast Sky Moore is going to do. And also, I'm waiting to see who's going to buy and who's going to sell come Tuesday. Tuesday is going to find out who's going to be the buyer, who's going to be the seller. Because as we sit for July 31st, no one really big has moved. And what kind of money is going to happen? Where our team's going to go all out this year to say, we want a World Series. I personally want the Dodgers to win a World Series because I want to put that shortened season behind us. I want to win a full year and put that one behind you. Just like Romero wants a Lakers full championship, so I can stop teasing about him about the bubble championship. Okay, right there. And to answer Anthony Price's question, you know what you can find? You can find daddy-daughter pick'ems every week. My daughter versus me, NFL pick'ems live on YouTube Wednesdays. It comes out on Wednesdays for Thursday. They can do the first game on Thursday all the way to Monday. One big pick'em We go for and at the end of the week, at the end of the year, actually, we get this. If you guys can see, Daddy versus daughter, NFL Pick'em champion. That's what we do every week. She's ready to go. And also, I mentioned a little bit of this. We're going to be doing a NFL Sports Daddy TV fantasy football league this year. It's free to join. Okay. I'll get with the guys. I think we're going to top it at 10 teams. So there's 4 of us now. Six of our fans can come on, join our league, and we'll put a prize pack together. I'll put a prize pack together to either come on the show, have a good talk about whatever you like on the sports wise. Maybe we'll put a little bit of a prize pack as far as gifts we can put together. But it'll be a Sports Daddy TV fantasy football league. I believe we're going to do it on NFL fantasy, NFL.com fantasy, because it's one of the easier ones to use. So that's what we're going to be doing. Look out for that. Thank you, everybody that tuned in yesterday for the Summer Slam live follow-through show, first wrestling show. It was fun. It was even more fun when I finally figured out how to not be 35 minutes behind 2 wallets there. But we'll probably do that once in a while for the big pay-per-views. I'm not sure if we'll do it every the small ones, but the big ones, we'll do the pay-per-views, brother. And but we'll see how that goes. Once again, please click that share follow button, share, subscribe, follow everyone at. Here we go, right here. Here are my Twitter names right here. Big Chief Daddy 75, Joey 2 Wallets, at Sports Daddy TV, and R Rumble Merc. Those are on our Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. If you missed any of this show, it will be available on the podcast tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So when you wake up and you're driving on the 10 freeway in the traffic, put on Sports Daddy TV, have some laughs. 2 Wallets, what's going
on? Before we leave out of here, just for big respect and mad love, you think we can play that tribute one more time before we get out of here? For anybody who came in here late,
we will play the tribute to Bill Russell. If you're listening to the podcast, go on the show. We will actually probably end up putting this as a small tribute alone, also on the Facebook page by itself, or you can go onto the show and do it. But as we go out, we will play the Bill Russell tribute one last time, and at the end of that, we will be gone. So have a great day.